The next thing we're going to do is put a plywood sheathing on the outside of this wall to give it some rigidity. So again, component, detail component, and I don't have it, so I'm going to load the family. And right now, let's go back up to detail items. You'll go to division 6, and then there's a sheathing under woods and plastic, and you can get the plywood section, right? And just go ahead and open that. And go ahead and left click where you want to start and drag down, and it's going on the inside and I want it on the outside, so I'm going to hit the space bar and it'll flip it, and I'm just going to drag it down and hit escape a couple of times, and you'll come in and see this plywood will be sitting right up next to this guy. So the hatch is kind of hideous. This is a little family that has a fill pattern in it, and I don't particularly like it, so I'm going to go and adjust it. So I'm going to pick this guy and edit the family. So to get to the fill pattern, we actually have to go into the family. And it opens it up as a separate little piece, and I can actually pick, and you'll see that it's picking the filled region. And I'm going to change it. I'm going to make a new one and use it. So if I go to Edit Type, I can duplicate the filled region, and I'll name it, let's just name the filled region. It's not going to be, it doesn't have to be specific to plywood. So I'm just going to have lines, vertical, very small. All right, and click OK. And then I want to put a new fill pattern in it. I want to change that fill pattern. So I'm going to click on that and go to New. And I am going to, let's name it lines, vertical, very small. We'll give it the same name as the filled region, which is fine. And then we want these guys to be 90 degrees, so they go vertical, and then I want the spacing to be 1/32 of an inch. All right, and then click OK. And then click OK. And then click OK. And so now I have this vertical one. I'm going to save it as a different name, so I'll go to File, Save As, Family, and I'll put this at Plywood Section Vertical, and I'll save over the one I already have. It's exactly the same. And then if I wanted the same one horizontally, I could create that one as well. But let's just load this into project. And so now I've loaded that new one. You can see the plywood section vertical, but if I come in and pick the existing family, I can flip it out for the new family. So you'll see that vertical one is here, and I can pick the 1/2 inch, right? And it will flip that out for the 1/2 inch one. Or if I do, I guess that was 3/4, right? There's the 3/4 one. So now I kind of have a plywood that's sitting in there that doesn't have that other hatch in it, right? So so there's a plywood. You can also see some of the line weights and how they're working out. You can actually pick this and bring it to front so it sits on top of that guy if you want it to. So since these are 2D objects, they will go back and forth. All right. Maybe we want one of these guys in the middle for additional support. So I'll just copy that guy down. And if we want to figure out how to get it equally spaced, you can come in, and one way to do that in Revit is use the annotate and the align dimension. And I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3 and pull that out, and then I can hit equal right here. It gives you a little equal it out, and it'll equal that guy to the midpoint right in between those two. And then I'll just delete those. I don't need them anymore. When I do that, it wants to know if I want to keep them constrained, and I will. I'll go ahead and keep them constrained. So that means that if I move this one, that one's going to move with it, right? So you have all of these things that you can do in Revit that sort of start to help you. Okay, when we come back, we'll take a look at putting the what we're going to do on the face here that actually faces the bar.